And welcome to Dangerous Fly Fishing, episode 72. I'm Chris Cooper. That's Jim Carney. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Very good. Also in studio, we have Mr. Ross Lyskoka, as well as Mr. Matt Carney. How are you, sirs?
I hate cameras.
Yeah. We've been having a hard time already.
Yeah.
But it works.
Yeah, we're about 2 hours late starting recording because we still can't figure out why one of the cameras doesn't work properly.
Hour and 47 minutes, to be exact.
Yeah.
But
Hey, we're ahead of schedule then.
yeah.
Well, Cooper was actually on time tonight, so that's always a plus.
Right.
And I went and got beer. Two different places.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And fancy beers.
And I failed my one job of installing a new deadbolt.
I blame the deadbolt.
Yeah, missing bolts does not help when installing a deadbolt.
Yeah. So before we get started on all our fishing stuff, Jim, I see I gave you a Guinness there, half of one at least.
Yeah,
but I used the other halves for what I saw on the internet, and it's this pretty thing. So this is a Guinness, obviously top, and then the bottom is a bumbleberry. And I saw this on an Instagram page that I follow. His name's One Big Pikey. Shout out. He's from Ohio. He's a really super cool dude. At least that's what he seems like online.
Okay, I believe
it.
I think yours is prettier than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine
Well,
separated
Ross is
way.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Ross's is pretty good.
Hey, let's hold it up to the camera.
Yeah,
Ooh.
mine's garbage.
Look at that.
Garbage.
Yours was a bad pour. Sorry.
Yours was the first pancake in the stack, unfortunately.
Even though I poured it second.
I know, right?
Don't tell him that.
Yeah, I think he got lazy because he thought he knew what he was doing.
So, cheers. Let's try these out and see if they're any good.
Slunge. I'd rather have a Guinness,
I don't hate it.
but not bad.
It's not that bad.
No.
No,
I think I'd prefer like a black and tan or a half and half over this, but I don't like fruity things, so.
No, let me take a second one.
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it. I'll keep the camera on you while I drink some more.
I'm not opposed to it.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying there's other options I would prefer.
I think it's a sweet Guinness.
Yeah.
No, I can.
I don't know how to.
Maybe
it's weird.
Maybe it's because mine's more mixed than yours too. I can definitely taste I think it's blueberry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm getting too.
Yeah.
And it's not bad.
Back when I was growing up, fruit and beer was a no-no. Miller tried it, and it didn't last real long.
Yeah. That can't remember. They've come up with some really weird ones.
Yeah.
They had like a passion fruit. Remember?
Oh, I mean, everybody's done it. I mean, multiple companies do it now.
Yeah.
So it's just what they do now. I don't know how to explain it. I don't normally drink any fruit beers. I will drink
How about Corona?
Well, I don't put the lime in it.
Really?
No. I was going to say, what's that summer shandy by
Leinenkugel.
Leinenkugel. That's a solid one.
Yep.
I like making so that you got your Boilermakers, which is beer and a shot of whiskey.
And a cigarette.
Yeah, and I'll take a Leinenkugel and throw a shot of bourbon in it, and I call it a steam fitter, and they're delicious.
All right.
I want to say you used to make those when we were living together for a short period of time. You didn't drink them every day, obviously, but
Why not?
No,
Yeah.
well, it was more of a treat,
yeah.
like throwing in a cold peach skull kind of deal.
I do love the occasional peach skull.
Yeah, it's that little pick me up that you need after the end of a day.
After the end of a shitty year,
Yeah.
is when you need that.
I usually pick up at least one can during trout season.
Yeah, for the past couple opening day weekends or whatever,
Yeah.
we've actually had a can from that day. I think we bought it,
Yeah.
or I think I bought last year. You bought a
I bought apple and peach.
yeah. You bought those two, and we were thoroughly disappointed with the apple.
Yeah, it was.
It's not the same apple as what we remember. It's different.
Yeah,
Because they actually took it off the market for quite some time, and then obviously redid it. But I also that weekend bought a wild berry one.
Yes.
That was very bad. Just not good at all.
Nothing beats the peach, man. Nothing
No.
beats peach.
it's almost as bad as kayak grape.
You shut your damn mouth, mister.
Kayak grape.
Kayak grape is it's the bee's knees if you really like dry tobacco.
Yeah,
I missed out on the whole kayak fad in its entirety.
There was a gas station down past where my mom lives that
West Side Mini Mart.
No, the opposite way.
Oh, 'cause that's where I used to buy tobacco at like 14.
The opposite way. But they actually stopped carrying the kayak grape shortly after I started coming in there. They started carrying it again because I asked for it every single day on my way to work.
Yeah,
You gotta love that customer service.
absolutely.
So yeah, they started carrying it again, and then I stopped going there.
Well played.
Yeah,
I haven't had an actual chew in a while.
same.
I've switched over to the Zins in a bit. I'm still enjoying my Black and Bumble.
Well, you don't like Kopi anyway.
I'll chew cope. I like natural.
All right.
I'll have one.
I chewed Red Seal for years because it was cheaper.
I
Yeah.
thought you didn't like Coke because it gave you heartburn or something.
The flavored ones, yeah.
like wintergreen.
Yeah. Well, I used to like Grizzly Wintergreen.
Grizzly wintergreen was a staple,
Well, they sponsor the United States Marine Corps, I'm pretty sure. So.
and anybody that does any sort of like welding or mechanics or anything.
I had only tried Grizzly one time because I was in the back of a police car, not being arrested or anything. That's an even longer story. But the guy was like, I was chewing Cope. He's like, "Oh, did you ever try Grizzly?" He's like, "It's like a third of the price of Copenhagen." He goes, "That's what I chew all the time." So I was like, "Oh, cool. I'll go try Grizzly." I'm a poor college kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out I had to chew like 4 times as much Grizzly to get as much nicotine as it was in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Did not save money.
Some things just aren't worth it.
Yeah.
No, I chewed Grizzly for years and years when I was under the hood welding, and I mean, I'd go through a can and a half a day. That was when I chewed heavily. I don't chew at all now, which is weird to even think about. But I mean, I'm not mad about it.
Sure.
I wish they had Zins when I was like welding and
Yes.
stuff. That would have been so much easier.
Yeah, the only thing we had was pouches of regular tobacco.
Yeah, and it
Wasn't
that. Well, the snooze was. Not, I was still tobacco.
that was still not just the fact that it's tobacco, but that didn't come out until later. Like we were out of high school, guaranteed.
We got a hold of those like our junior and senior year of high school.
Oh, really?
I
Yeah,
remember.
they had snooze when I was in high school, but I think it disappeared for a while.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Like they brought it, it didn't work out because we were all we just like our skull in Copenhagen, and then I think they brought it back because I don't remember seeing it again until like after college.
Oh yeah. Well, I definitely remember the snooze because we were sitting in math class and we had a couple of them in, and our math teacher Brian came over and was like,
Mr. Fadden.
yeah, he's like, hey, you guys chewing? Like, no, not at all. He's like, I don't care. Can I have one? Like, it's been a rough day. Like, can I get one off you? Sure. Like, okay, don't tell anybody we had this like conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my study hall. I'd go quote unquote tutor some kid and basically just go sit in my one teacher's classroom, basically just sit there and have a chew for an hour.
Yeah. I almost got in a lot of trouble in a class we would spit in the carpet and just because we were ignorant, and then we would get rid of the pouches. You know how the computer rooms had underneath the desk, the little slidey doors? Well, that went to the wall. So come the end of the year when they were pulling desks out away from the wall, there was just a pile of these shoe pouches everywhere. And there was only like 3 of us or 4 of us all semester or all year that sat right there in that room. That was it. So I blamed the different kid.
As you should.
I was an athlete, so that was like, must not be you.
Well,
Definitely wasn't.
I think if you're on the baseball team, you should be allowed to chew in school.
Funny thing, wasn't on the baseball
Neither
team.
was I. But
I was.
that just goes in like with the days of like hell. Baseball used to like be sponsored by like cigar companies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it was I can't remember who it was.
Marlboro.
No, well the like you'd hit a home run and you won a free cigar kind of deal.
Oh.
I was way back.
Yeah, way
when
back in
Babe
the
Ruth
day.
was playing.
Yeah. Well,
That dude got a lot of free cigars.
oh yeah. Well, that's why Honus Wagner is so his cards are so valuable is because he was like very against tobacco use with kids, and he realized that like all the kids were getting like the baseball cards, obviously. So he's like, I don't want to be a guy saying to children like, hey, you should start smoking cigars at 12.
Oh.
I mean, then again, it would help pass your day job in the mill a lot faster, but
Yeah. Yeah, now anymore, you have to hit a home run in a certain inning of the game, and it's like, oh, home runs for this section, Big Macs for this section, and that's it. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I don't want to get on a soap opera about McDonald's prices right now because I could go off.
Oh, yeah.
I was very irritated the other day. Not going to get into it.
I'd be willing to wager, too, that a cigar is healthier for you than a McDonald's hamburger. If not, they even out.
I don't know.
Are you inhaling the cigar or not?
Normal people would say no.
Okay. Well, I mean, for health purposes. For health purposes. Between
yeah.
McDonald's.
For that study, the cigar is consumed as intended, and you don't actually inhale.
Okay. So now I can believe you.
Yeah, which don't do that, kids.
I
You know.
still don't. I think McDonald's is healthier than smoking a cigar.
I think if you asked your doctor if you smoked a cigar every day or ate McDonald's every day, which they would prefer, I think it would be a cigar every day. Personally.
I don't know. I'm in good health, and I eat McDonald's quite a lot.
Yeah, well,
You do. I don't know how you afford it, even with your job, the amount of money you make.
Oh,
I don't know how
there you
you
go.
afford it.
I picked up Coney Island for Dad and I for dinner. It was
Boy.
$27.
The
27
prices.
that's what I'm most mad about. Like at the end of the like McDonald's, okay, they're gonna gouge you as much as they can.
Yeah.
Like they're a chain.
Yeah.
The fact that like Coney Island hot dogs are more than like $1.50 is
Yeah.
absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
For our listeners, Coney Island, Newcastle, PA is like the hot dog capital of the world.
It's not like it actually is.
Yeah. But so we have several hot dog fast food chains where, you know, you walk in and you get hot dogs with different toppings and fries for lunch. And that was always the thing. Like whenever I was working as a mechanic or wherever else,
Yep.
like you'd run up, you'd get, you know, a dozen hot dogs for all the guys in the shop, and you'd come back with change from a 20.
Yeah, absolutely.
Couple fried cheddar chilies.
See, we never did that.
Don't have time.
Yeah, that and it didn't have time pretty much.
So to reference like regular size to-go box, like when you're at a restaurant, that's a large chili cheese fry at our hot dog shops.
Yeah.
The whole container.
It's fantastic.
It's awesome.
Yep.
But we actually just had not Coney Island, but we just had the one in Union, Papa Zico's.
yeah.
I know that's not how you pronounce it, Matt. Thank you. But we just had them and took it over to the in-laws, and it was a good time.
I love a good hot dog. That's
Yeah.
like when I was down south, I could not find a hot dog shop anywhere, and I was severely disappointed.
I believe that.
I think I saw Coney Island opened a franchise down, I think, in Fort Myers.
That would make sense because there's a surprising amount of like,
It's Little Newcastle,
yeah,
Florida.
yeah, that in Pittsburgh, like,
Yeah. Western PA, everybody moves to Fort Myers.
There's a lot of businesses from the people that came from this area down south. Like every time we go on vacation, we stop at a restaurant that's all Pittsburgh themed. Dude that owns it is from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Just he imports Icy Light,
that's awesome.
and
Good
it's
for
always, but it's always skunked, unfortunately.
Well,
yeah.
Permanis, I think, had a location or two down in Florida as well.
Probably
Yeah.
around Fort Myers.
I think one in Fort Myers and I think one in Fort Lauderdale.
Would make sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, why don't we get into some fishing?
Yeah, being as to how that's, technically, I guess the podcast is about life and fishing. So
That is part of it.
we covered some of the life. Let's get into fishing. Attempting to carry on with the trout season upcoming theme. And since most people start with trout for fly fishing,
Yeah.
a lot of this will be applicable for the gentlemen or ladies that are chucking much larger flies. Casting, because
We got a message from somebody who listens because we're all always trying to find new contact, and they were like, "Hey, you should go over like ways to improve your casting," because it's hard.
Well, it's an integral part of the sport because that's how you get the fly in front of the fish. So it makes perfect sense, and not to diminish our brethren that chase muskie on the fly, but there's a lot of not great fly casters chasing muskie.
Truth.
No, well, your mechanics don't have to be as good to cast muskie flies.
I mean, that's true, but also in fairness, I think a lot of guys that chase muskie on the fly are conventional gear conversions to, hey, I can go chase them on a fly now, but
right.
you may have a better time and able to cover a lot more water if your casting is just a touch better.
Absolutely. Well,
You need to fish is what you need to do. That's the best practice and the most fun.
that's an excellent point.
Yes.
Like that, I mean,
Not this, but I have to warn people that you don't get better just by fishing. You have to concentrate on what you're doing. I was on the Delaware a few years ago, and there were two guys across the stream. People can see me moving my hands now, right?
yeah,
Okay.
it's great.
Via that thing.
Yeah,
This is all these cameras have been for Jim's hand motions.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they pulled in beside us, and we both geared up at the same time, and Jim and I went upstream. These guys waded across the Delaware River 250, 300 feet, and they were flailing away, and flailing is a good word to say it. These guys were, I mean, I hate to call anybody terrible, but these guys were terrible. And after 2 or 3 hours, they waded back across. We went up, we had a couple of hot dogs, actually, that we had bought for lunch.
But not Coney Island.
Oh, we were in New York. They were bad. But we just started shooting the breeze. And the one guy just happened to have his last name was a name of a baseball player at Clarion, so we started talking that way. And this guy, they fished the Delaware River. They lived in New Jersey, and they fished the Delaware River every weekend. And so we were talking, and so Jim and I went out after lunch, and we were fishing. And the guy walked down to the creek and then up the creek, and he says, "How in the hell do you cast like that?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He says, you cast at least twice as far as I can. And he says, and you don't even double haul, because he was always trying to double haul, and the line was just collapsing on him and everything. And so we just talked a little bit, and we kind of held an impromptu casting class up in the parking lot at the end of the day.
Nice.
But he was, I mean, I was just floored that he fished as much as he did and had no idea. I mean, he'd have 50, 60 feet of line out and then would try to just pick it up and throw it on one lot cast, and
Yeah.
it was just terrible.
Well, that's like the one thing that I see a lot is when people go to make that last cast.
Yeah,
And I do it all the time too. Like instead of just
Guilty.
stopping
yeah.
and letting your line do what it's been
Letting
doing
your
for the
line
past
work, yeah.
hour, like you always do the shoot
Yeah, try to throw it a little farther.
and you
yeah.
just watch everything come apart.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
and don't get me wrong, I do it all the time still.
Yeah.
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 'Cause I want that extra, that
Yeah.
extra 3 feet
Oh,
is
yeah.
going to make that difference,
Yeah. I think one of the important foundational blocks of good casting is having a proper grip on your fly rod.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I'm not going to say there's any one specific right way to do it, but however you do it, you have to be comfortable. You have to be in control. Can't be too loose. Can't be too tight.
Right. Cooper's switching cameras. 'cause
I know. He always does that. Who put him in charge of the video board?
That'd be you.
That's fair.
I enjoy bourbon. So, I'm not embarrassed to say it.
No, we know. We know. We're well aware.
Cheers. But yeah, the grip, like I have a tendency to put my thumb up the spine of the rod, and that's how I hold it. But one of the big ones is like I said, make sure you have control of the rod, and basically that's where it all starts. Your cast is in your grip. So not too tight, not too loose. If you choke it if you're choking it to death, then you have a tendency to over muscle your cast, which is going to make it fall apart. If you're too loose, then you're not going to get proper action in the rod. So kind of find that happy medium.
You want to hold it like a baby bird. Like
Sure.
just tight enough that it's not going to move on you, but not loose enough that it's going to get out of your hand.
But I will say that, I mean, that's a very good analogy. I will say that,
I don't do it.
well, yeah,
I grip it and rip it, and
Yeah.
I do not cast how I technically probably should, but it works for me.
yeah. Well, I was just going to say that, when you're casting a larger fly, I guess, pretend you have a larger baby bird.
Yeah.
Because, like the larger flies, heavier weight lines do require a bit more of a stout grip than, your trout rod.
Yeah.
So,
I should say, hold it like a trophy fish. Like
Yeah.
that trophy trout that you just pulled out that like you really want to squeeze to make sure you can get a picture of it, but
yeah,
like
it
you
doesn't
know you
flop out of your
shouldn't.
hand.
It's like hold it like a trophy trout. That'll work.
Just don't hold your trophy trout that hard, and That way you don't hurt it.
That's why I said that's just before you actually crush it. That's where
Maybe a little too tight. I mean,
before it
maybe.
pops.
I've been there. I mean, I think I used the Orvis Helios 3 times before I had to take it to Orvis to get repaired because I basically made the cork grip explode from holding it too tight.
everybody's using cork rings now.
Yeah, they're not using the big chunks of cork anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they were very pretty rings, but yeah, it basically just blew apart at all the seams.
Yeah.
Yeah, my one. I've said it before. My 1/8 weight's doing that. It's starting to blow out just where my thumb goes.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, which it got real awkward with mine because I kind of ruined the whole grip thing because I'd when I'm doing my back and forth, the ring is broken wholly loose and just rotating under there. So it's I don't feel like I have a good grip on the rod at all.
No.
Yeah.
See, what's interesting to me is when I cast, I do have my thumb up there, but I just kind of use that as a reference point.
Yeah.
And more of my I don't push very much with my thumb. It's all in the I'll say the palm of my hand. I'm almost flexing my hand rather than pushing with my thumb.
Yeah, I will say I did notice that on my final cast, probably a little too much muscle up. That's where I was applying a little thumb pressure.
Yeah. That makes that's a good thing to bring up then. I mean, hey, if you notice you're doing this, maybe don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I really strangled the rod hard, but my 9'5" weight that I use for 90% of my fishing, I've noticed that you can bend the rod without moving the cork grip, and that's not good. And so I'm actually going to purchase a new rod this year.
Ooh, off of Tom.
We're going to Chippewa rods.
Hey, make some good ones. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm anxious. I'm waiting to use that 10 weight.
Yeah.
Well, weather is finally starting to break now.
I see.
So
Until
glad
next
about it.
weekend. You see next week?
Yeah, in the high 20s or late 30s.
And in the teens at night again.
God damn it! I just turned the heat down. The camp.
Yeah, people are. I mean, even me at work, I'm running air conditioning last week, this week, nonstop, and nothing I can do about it. It is Western Pennsylvania.
Well, I will say Sean's coming up this weekend.
Oh, sure.
He's going to the TU banquet with us.
Woo, nice.
So I was thinking he's coming up for a funeral. I didn't ask any details on that or what day it is.
It's not in Pennsylvania. It's up closer to PA. It's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
But I was thinking maybe depending what day the funeral is, maybe get Sean out fishing Saturday morning or something before the TU banquet. And Dad, so he can try out his new 10 weight.
Yeah.
I need a reel.
I have multitude of 10 weight reels.
okay.
I can spot you for now.
you let him use it, but none of us can use it. Oh,
He can afford to replace it.
I can afford it now.
Can you?
Yeah.
It gets real expensive when I have a complete matching set. Norvis keeps changing the
I'll replace what I break, and that's all you get.
Nope, got to replace the set.
Well, that's what'll get you. You'll break the one that Orvis just discontinued the day before.
Yeah.
That's why Sean bought me a complete new 10 weight set because he ran mine over with his truck and they weren't backdatable. So
What'd you do with your 10 weight rod?
no, this was when I first started saltwater with Sean. He ran over my.
Right, I know. What'd you do with the rod?
No, the
Still have
reel.
the rod.
The reel.
Sean ran over the reel.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
And basically, it was Orvis had just released the new hydro, so none of the stuff I had was compatible with the new hydro, so had to get a complete new set.
Okay.
Well, I was actually just talking to Ross. I know this isn't covering the topic we started the whole conversation with about talking about correcting our casting, but I was actually planning on getting a new reel for my new rod that I got. I actually brought it today, so I can actually
cool.
show you because you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Jim saw it, but you haven't seen it because you were out at the Kentucky River Classic. So,
Oh, yeah.
I'll show that to you
You
on
guys
the break.
snuck in and built the studio.
Yeah, exactly, when we built this nice fancy thing. But anyway, I was thinking about just getting lamps and liquid. I think it's S.
Yeah,
maybe.
Liquid S.
Yeah, they have I think they have a deal going on right now. It's you buy a reel, it comes with 2 spools and a case of stuff.
Yeah,
so-
that's Lamson has some pretty good deals on that stuff like that because that's actually what I was considering instead of getting Dad a Behemoth for his 10 weight. I was thinking about getting him a Lamson liquid because they go up to 10 weight.
Do they? I was gonna say that would be my only.
Well, because
hang-up.
comes same thing, reel, 2 spools in a case seems pretty easy for Dad.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
That would definitely be easier.
Easy meaning I'm going to buy it, or
Yeah.
Why you gotta try and ruin your birthday present? Jesus. Like, this is a well-orchestrated plan. We buy the rod for Christmas, and then we buy the reels and line for your birthday. And you're just messing it all up.
All right.
Do it, Jim.
That's why That's why you were gonna borrow my stuff if you go in the interim prior to your birthday.
Oh, okay.
Do it now. Make him work hard.
Well, I was anxious.
Ruin the plan.
I was
Well,
anxious.
it's fine
to
if he
buy it.
buys it. I'll just buy him flies.
Oh yeah.
I need those too.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty good right now.
Well, you
For
just
muskie?
bought some.
Oh, till the next time you go out.
Well, till the next time I go to Kentucky, yeah. I'm actually thinking about buying like the Yeti 60 Go box because that 30 is seeming kind of
Oh God.
tight.
More not room on the raft apparently. Yeah,
Exactly.
That's gonna work out
I got a bone to pick with the Yeti still.
for letting Matt buy all this stuff without a
No,
license.
just,
I don't know.
Like, make your stuff fit anything besides like a Humvee.
Well, you remember back in the day when we were talking about starting a cooler company? We
Yeah.
probably still should do that.
I'd be interested, but like,
There's too many now.
Yeah, I know, but they're all stupid sized.
That's just like saying, oh, you know what we should do?
start a podcast.
Start a podcast.
Hey, you know what we did? We started a podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
It's going decently well, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
far,
mean-
so good.
Well, I
You-
think
you guys started up on my back porch at camp, right?
no.
No, we actually started a podcast.
I was going to hit you up
We-
for money.
for royalties. We actually started a podcast. Me, Matt, Tim, Ross, maybe another person.
Nick.
Nick. Over here, when we were really into playing pool and whatnot, and we would hang out in between playing pool. We would just hang out with a couple of microphones or actually, we only had one microphone.
One
that got
microphone for all
recorded
four
all of us. It
directions.
was a mess. But that one was, we called it sitting poolside, even though we were playing billiards.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
pool.
But yeah, instead of pool, like,
We're very on
it
the
sounded
nose.
attractive. I don't know.
Yeah, we never published any of those because
No.
it was basically an excuse to hang out and make fun of people, aka Nick.
Yeah. I won a spelling contest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
did.
did.
Yeah, you did against me. So
No, against Tim.
Yeah, and Tim.
who beat me?
Me.
Tim and Ross.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Tim.
Your
Your
son.
son.
Oh, Tim, my son.
Yeah.
I don't remember him being here that often. Oh, no.
I think he
before
was
got
still
married.
living here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, before he got married.
Yeah.
But no, we did that for a little bit. It was basically just an excuse to hang out and do stupid stuff.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Hey, what about anchor points on your casting?
yeah, anchor points, very, very important.
What do you mean by anchor points?
Better explain that. Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically having an anchor point is basically a way for you to repeat a process. Like if you crunch your elbow into your side and that's where you cast from, like that's your anchor point.
Okay.
And it basically is a way that enables you to recreate the exact same thing
Okay, so
every time.
So an anchor point is you building consistency.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of like, when you're archery hunting, like when I first bought my bow, they basically said like, oh yeah, you want your hand like right behind your ear with your release.
Okay.
And like, so the hand behind the ear is the anchor point. And it's similar. I mean, like I said, depending on who you are, what size you are, like your anchor point could vary, but it's basically, you want to find kind of anchor points that everything revolves around so that you're more consistent.
I like the thought of that when you're starting.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what I mean?
it's clearly a here's how you learn to cast, try and use your anchor point.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily reflective of the real world.
Well, I think along with that, like once you get into, fishing multiple species of fish, I think that's a good thing to realize that it's like if it kind of while you're like, oh man, these last 5 casts have been terrible. Like, what am I doing wrong? Kind of sitting there and like looking at your cast, and if your elbow starts going willy nilly, like for the listeners, the anchor point is more of a concept than an actual place, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I
What
mean,
I'm trying to get
it
at.
varies for everybody because I can say, oh yeah, I tuck my elbow into my hip. I clearly don't because that's ridiculous, but. That may work for me, but it might not work for you because we're different size, whatever.
Right.
And like I said, anchor points, like they're a good theoretical construct. They're good for when you're in wide open spaces, maybe on a boat
Yeah.
casting. First time you go into the stream and stuff, when you're trying to cast sidearm under a tree, clearly your anchor point like this is not going to work because you're going to be in the tree.
Which I've done that several times.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just one of those, it's just one of those things. maybe more theoretical construct than practical, but it helps you make sure you do the same thing repeatedly.
No, it's an excellent point. 'Cause that's one of those things that I never really realize anymore because I've done it so much.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, if I look at where I cast, like, no matter if I'm underhanding something or sidearming something, like, my elbow is probably in the same place and my arm just moves kind of deal.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see that.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, like the old adage that my father taught me and then I passed on to you. And like I said, it's more of a guide, like the old 10 and 2.
Yeah.
Like 10 and 2 are kind of your anchor points in a way.
Yep.
So it just kind of like, when things start falling apart, it's like, okay, let's go back to basics and figure out what the hell happened.
Yeah, build consistency back into everything. Right. But we're probably pretty good for a break right now, huh?
Yeah, I think we're about at that point. I think.
All right.
Yeah, we can come back and talk a little bit more about some additional things in regards to fixing your casting or making yourself better in a certain way, and maybe we'll have some more shenanigans. I don't know. We'll see.
I've shenaned once. I'll shenan again.
Boo.
But all right, guys. Well, we'll see you after the break.
And welcome back to Dangerous Fly Fishing, episode 72. I'm Chris Cooper. That's Jim Carney. How are you, sir?
Thank you very much. I'm doing well.
You're welcome. I have the camera on Matt and Ross already, apparently. So how are you two?
Confused.
Yeah,
Who are we?
very confused. Still not used to the new, strange, weird, fun order. I will say we have become quite the serious Hollywood production with our new clacker.
Mm-hmm.
Courtesy of Ross's handwriting, courtesy of Matt's purchase.
Yeah.
Well, it turned out that we kind of pooched last week's video episode, and it required 5 hours of intensive editing for me to get it to go right, because otherwise we'd have looked like a dubbed over movie with the hello, da, da.
The old Chinese movie. I love those.
Well, it was bad because like I said, I try and every time I think I had it at the right start point for the audio, because basically the audio we had was wrong, so then I had to import the actual podcast soundboard audio. And if I was off by a millisecond, by the end of like the segment, we'd be like 15 seconds off, like audio versus the video. It was bad.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, I started this part of this episode segment, whatever, with the camera directly on you instead of me. So it showed everything you guys were doing while I was talking to Jim. And then I sent it over to you guys, but it was already there. So
that
Yay.
might actually be okay, because I have our logo until it jumps to you to go, hey, welcome to.
No, yeah.
Wonderful.
I did the whole introduction. I did the whole how's Jim Carney, but the camera was on you the entire time.
Oh, we saw. We saw.
All right, then
I love it.
can't fix that one in editing.
No, yeah. So deal with it. I don't care.
So back to fly casting.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's actually talk about that.
Well, it's going to be very important. The Nittany Valley Muskie Alliance has a pike tournament coming up April 18th at Yellow Creek Lake in, I think, Indiana County.
Yellow Creek Lake.
Yeah.
Nice.
They used to stock muskie there, but apparently the muskie didn't take, so now it's mainly a pike lake.
Okay.
But yeah, they're having a tournament. I think you have to register on Fish Donkey.
What?
I don't know why the app got its name, but
That's hilarious.
But-
Well, somebody like me was involved.
well, it's kind of a
What do you want to name this? Fish donkey.
it's kind of an interesting idea though, because like I've seen other apps, and I belong to one briefly where like you can do basically internet tournaments,
Oh yeah, the mail-in.
like
quote,
Pennsylvania wide, like register your fish. It's a 6-month tournament, like Fish Donkey and stuff like that. But
That's pretty cool.
apparently they're trying out new technology, doing Fish Donkey for the pike tournament. So if you guys are willing to give up a weekend or a day chasing trout to go after some pike on Yellow Creek, I'm sure they'd love to see you out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll have to look
Yeah,
into that.
I wouldn't be against it, to be honest. I don't know where Yellow Creek is. I don't think I've ever been.
Indiana County.
Oh,
Yeah, it's out a little ways.
I've been to
a little
IUP.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not that
So
far from
have I.
IUP.
Yeah.
But
We used to party out there.
But yes, we were going to resume our casting tips, we'll call them.
Yeah,
What's the next one, Ross?
smooth acceleration, and I will add a smooth stop or a quick stop.
I believe the board says controlled.
No, smooth acceleration.
What was the first one? I don't even remember.
We've covered grip, anchor
anchor
points.
points.
The next
Ah.
3 dots are smooth acceleration, consistent motion, and then a controlled stop, and half of an S. for
Ooh.
stops.
Well, you know what? I have big fat hands writing on a tiny whiteboard. What do you want from me?
Perfection.
Yeah. So as we mentioned before, consistent motion is basically the name of the game in fly casting. You know, you want everything to be as linear as possible, whether it be vertical, 3/4, sideways. You want it as linear as possible because any deviation from that linear line, can cause you issues in the loops,
Your loop, yeah.
but also can really affect your accuracy.
Yeah, you want your fly line to be moving in as straight a line as possible, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
In order to do that, the rod has to move in as straight a line as possible.
Absolutely.
exactly. But you won't be able to tell it as much from the rod.
No.
Like, can you see it? Yes. But when you look back and you notice, like, oh, on my back cast, like, it looks like a rainbow, and then I try and cast forward and it looks like a worse rainbow. Like, that's where you'll be able to pick up the
Right.
if you're actually accelerating and stopping where you should be. It shouldn't be a throwing motion. It should be a back forth.
Yeah, you
Yep.
should have like a
Back.
nice J loop at
Yep.
the end of each forward and back cast until you finally finish it.
Yeah.
I mean, like guys, a water haul, you know, that is a thing. Apparently
That's
that's
frowned upon.
Well, it may be frowned upon. Also may actually be bad for you because it puts a lot of undue stress on your shoulder and elbow because now you have to cast a fly plus overcome the water tension.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, basically most of your high-end rods nowadays, like literally that's what they're selling you on is, hey, we get rid of the weird vibrations that are minuscule and tiny and your granddad would have never noticed, but pay us an extra $1,000 and we'll get rid of those for you. And that's wise because it's about the consistent motion.
Matt's money's already on the way.
Yeah. I will say, even though like we've brought it up before, like fly fishing is one of those rare occasions that you can spend more money and do a little bit better. You can't buy a good cast, for sure.
You could buy lessons, but
You could buy
I
lessons.
get what you're saying.
Oh.
I get what you're saying.
You can buy lessons and you can buy minor improvements via the
Yeah.
rod, but if your cast is garbage,
It's
the
not gonna
rod,
fix
the $2,000 rod is not going to fix the garbage cast.
it. No.
Yeah, I can, you know, like I said, I've been fishing a long time, and I've seen a lot of guys. And my buddy John up at camp had a couple of friends from Washington, D.C. They were, I think one was a doctor and one was a lawyer.
Oh.
So they had the money.
Mucho dinero.
You're friends with him?
Not
He's
them,
friends with John.
with John. John's a retired school teacher, so he's
He's more your speed.
yeah, he's more to me. But anyway, these guys, it was funny. They looked fantastic. I mean, they had just gone out, got all the nice waders and the $2,000 rods, and they were nice guys. I mean, they came over to camp and we shot the breeze, had a couple cups of coffee, and we went out and fished. We were down at the bridge below camp. And the guy waded in there, and I was just up on the bridge watching him. And he was the guy that every back cast hit the water. And so,
Fish jumping all around.
Yeah. But he just struggled, and I was giving him some instructions. But he just wanted to be like a spin fisherman. He wanted to throw that one cast out, fish it out, throw one cast again, but now you're 50, 60 feet downstream. You couldn't pick up all the
No.
line. No one can. And he just struggled. And so I was just giving him pointers and stuff, but I think I was embarrassing him more than anything else. So I kind of quit.
It turns out some people don't like to be taught.
Yeah,
They
well-
want you to teach them until you actually teach them, and
Yeah.
then they get all butthurt and don't actually want that.
Well, there's a guy that comes to our camp all the time that's had some professional instruction, and it didn't stick.
Wasted his money.
Yeah. And
Well, you were a guide for a little bit, right?
for a little bit. I didn't teach much casting. I offered pointers, but I must have did it the right way because the women loved me.
I can see why.
Because you're a handsome fella.
Yeah.
But the women always loved me, and they don't. I had 2 women. I shouldn't even tell you
This is clearly 30 years ago. At least.
yeah, clearly 30 years ago.
Before you got the face for radio, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'm on a podcast.
Well, you guys didn't even comment on the lack of beard and haircut.
It was.
Yeah, he
he
noticed
I
right
did.
away.
he,
all
he
All
knew
cleaned up.
when we looked at him.
Yeah. No, Ross said right away, you cleaned yourself up or something like that.
Yeah.
Something totally derogatory.
No. Dapper now.
Yeah.
But no, like that's, I'm sure guiding, even though you didn't do it for very long, you probably saw a whole lot of imperfections also.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And it's kind of one of those things that like you probably more than us have a better idea of like what small improvements you can actually make to it, you know?
I always prided myself in two things. They always caught a fish that day, even if I had to catch it and then give them the rod.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody caught a fish. And only one person caught me, so that didn't work out too bad. But I always wanted them to know how to tie the knots and tie the fly on, because you can't fish if you don't tie a fly on. And casting was another thing.
Yeah. Well, that's our next point on here is like keeping your rod tip straight. Like I'm
the other two.
Oh no, we kind of
It's on there.
No, didn't we talk about the consistent motion?
We did, but
Yeah.
we didn't really cover the smooth acceleration or the abrupt stops.
We
It's
just
okay.
talked about that, I thought.
It's okay. You
Have
can
smooth
I don't-
acceleration. Don't be herky-jerky. Also, come to abrupt halts, because if you do a slow, progressive thing, you never actually get the loop. You're just casting at that point.
And the line won't follow your rod that
Yeah.
way.
Okay. Well, I
Cool,
skipped
now we
one.
covered
Sorry.
them.
This is a non-scripted podcast. All right, we have some bullet points, and that's good enough.
I have a lizard brain, so I'll skip wherever I want to.
Cool. Well, why don't we
Attaboy.
just jump 7 down instead of...
No, absolutely.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, like, your line speed is going to be one of those things.
Son of a bitch.
You told me to. I capitalized. on
Anyway,
it.
you're saying rod tip straight.
Yeah, your rod tip, like that. That's probably one thing that Jim of all people has seen from the wide majority of people that you took
Yeah.
on guide trips. Like that's probably one of the biggest improvements in my mind. To like, if you want to do one thing to improve your cast, keeping your rod tip straight is probably one of those things that makes the
What
biggest
do you mean by
difference.
straight? So someone,
Like-
Linear motion we were talking about earlier.
okay, you're not.
Yeah, making sure that like we were talking about with the casting in an arc.
Yes,
like-
there you go.
Being able, like, if I was to tell somebody I met on the stream, like, hey, keep your rod tip straight, like, keep that moving in a straight line.
Yeah.
To me, that's one of the biggest improvements that
Well,
I will.
definitely is your accuracy improves.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, it's back to, that's what you pay for with the $2,000 Orvis Helios rods is,
Yeah.
it cuts down all the minor vibrations that might happen, keeps your rod dead straight as an arrow, and therefore is more accurate. And, there is something to that. If you get a weird little tail at like a little flex
Oh yeah, that
out of your fly
shows
rod, suddenly you
bend
have
your
a
reel,
weird,
your rod, your wrist, and all of a sudden that perfect line is over here and it's
Yeah.
going like.
and I mean,
this.
that's something that, happens when you muscle up or, even undercast is like basically anytime you change your casting tempo, like you need to adjust accordingly or you're going to end up with not the consistent motion, not having a straight rod tip, and your accuracy is definitely going to suffer.
Well, I know one of the problems you could see when you first brought people out there, they would always drift, their wrist would roll,
Yeah, anchor points, man. Anchor points.
and they had two finishing. When they cast, they either muscled up and really tried to throw it like a spinning rod, or they would just have a perfect loop, and then when they went to cast, they would just kind of want to point the rod, but their momentum, their fly line, which had perfect loops, just didn't have enough strength. I almost said something worse.
Or for instance, say line speed.
Yeah,
What?
Oh, we got there.
yeah, and it would just collapse on them, and that would frustrate people an awful lot. But you're in control of that, so that's what I would tell them. You got to once you get. And I had this one lady from Pittsburgh, and she was an athlete. She had been a basketball player, a volleyball player, a swimmer. She had done everything.
She's pretty short, right?
She was short.
Wow, really?
Yeah, she was
It's
short.
kind of surprising with the volleyball player
Yeah.
aspect.
Yeah, but she was short. She was a setter, I'm sure.
Like as in an Irish setter? You saying she was a dog?
No.
Boo. Boo.
Very friendly though.
Ah, come on. I tied that in so nice.
But she could, and I was very impressed because I had just kind of showed her what to do one time, and she was throwing it out there and stripping line out. And then when I said, okay, let it go, and she pretty much was like right here and just kind of stopped, and the line just went boom.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Gotta love that.
Yeah, got to finish that.
Yeah. So that's what I told her. I said, you have to finish.
Yeah. Have a controlled stop like you brought up.
Controlled stop. And, the first thing she did the last time, she tried to really muscle it. So there you had the other problem.
Yeah.
So we worked it out. She did pretty well. I mean, I was pretty impressed.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I think your story kind of leads us into, I think, the one Ross mentioned earlier with line speed, and line speed coincides with timing.
Yeah.
Is there anything like 4 steps above that one that we can?
No, we've kind of, I mean, like
we
did
got down the list until I got involved.
Yeah.
we were going at a nice pace until Ross's Vanna White started like taking the top off and showing him new
She showed
signs.
up.
Absolutely.
But
Can I buy an L?
line speed and timing are absolutely essential to having a good cast, because essentially line speed is what helps you cast as far as you would like to.
It's how a fly line works.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mass and velocity.
Yep.
It's like that's why different weighted lines are weighted differently.
Yeah.
Like it's a thing.
Yeah. And that's, well, I mean, so like line speeds where you get into a lot of your hauls, your double and single hauls, they help you kick up the line speed a notch. Which, even though, like, when I first learned about hauls, because, like, I grew up trout fishing, I never needed to worry about hauling because I could cast the entire width of a trout stream, no problem. But then suddenly I'm facing a 60-mile-per-hour wind in my face in the ocean. It's like, I need something new.
Yeah.
And it seems kind of counterintuitive that, you do that extra little strip during your forward back cast. And
I don't do that. I rarely, if ever, use any type of haul.
Well, you're a good caster.
bad news, you're gonna.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That 10 weight upstairs is going to require some hauling,
Yeah.
because that 10 weight upstairs, you're throwing non-aerodynamic flies
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure.
with a lot of mass, especially when wet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they get heavy.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
you ain't throwing into your backing without hauling it. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah.
But no, you brought up timing earlier, which is like one of the things that I struggled the most with when I was really trying to improve my cast. And timing in that aspect is when you have like 5 feet of line out when you're first starting your cast and you're moving the rod really quickly back and forth. Now you start letting line out and you're going to get, say, 30 feet into your back cast. You want to slow your timing down.
Yeah, because
To
you have to
make
wait
sure-
for more line to go.
you have to.
You got to make sure your line gets straight. So sitting there and like, especially when I was first starting out and first starting to get good, I felt like I was sitting there for an absolute eternity waiting for my fly line to go backwards enough until I turned around and looked and I was like, oh, I'm only halfway through my back cast. I don't even know why I'm starting. And that's where you see a whole lot of the, fish jumping all around you, behind you, and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you forgot to do the air quotes on the fish jumping around you.
Oh, no, there's fish.
The water fish.
That's only fish. It's not my...
Oh, yeah, it's not you smacking the water.
No,
Well, I mean,
not at all.
the other thing with timing that's very helpful is when going back up to anchor points, you have to figure out like where is the most forward or backwards you can comfortably get the proper loop, because even though you're casting like a loop that at the end of it looks like a J, like you want to keep that as linear as possible. And like if you start deviating from your 10 and 2, like suddenly you now have like a octopus hook shaped loop, and then suddenly you're now your your forward cast ends up going higher now, because basically you instead of transferring the energy almost solely on a horizontal plane, you've now added vertical. From you go too far back, your loop dips down below you, or if you go too far forward, your loop loops down in front of you. You've now added vertical, which is kind of a waste of energy because you're trying to cast horizontally. Adding this vertical is just wasting energy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that has to do, with the combination of timing and anchor points, and then also line speed. So Yeah, timing is absolutely crucial. That's probably, I think, the hardest part for people to learn when casting. Most people that I've taught to fly cast have done pretty well with the forward loop, the forward cast. Not so good in the back cast. So, like, they cast and say it's 3 seconds. They're like, oh, okay, I can see the line. Perfect. 3 seconds, boom. And as soon as that fly line leaves their eye line, cool, I got to go forward again. It's like, dude, it took 3 seconds in the front. It's got to take 3 seconds at least in the back. Come on.
Yeah, no, I will admit, when I first started, that's what I did. Just because it was unfamiliar. And I said it in previous episodes, but I would literally watch it go back and then watch it go forward. I would follow it. Now, obviously, I don't do that anymore, but that's how I got used to doing it and getting my timing right. That's just what I had to do. For me, that's what I had to do, and it worked.
Yeah. I will add one thing since we're talking about the timing aspect here, and it's not on our little mini whiteboard there, Ross.
Not allowed.
Yeah, too bad. It's happening. You kind of have to learn what it's like to feel the rod load.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Because that essentially is what dictates your timing.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Well, we were talking about that after we started getting into muskie fishing, that like maybe we should start teaching people how to fly fish on like 12-weight rods.
Well, I mean, it was a game changer for Nick.
Yeah.
Nick couldn't cast a trout rod to save his life, but suddenly when he's casting his 12-weight muskie rod that his wife bought him at the Beast of the East, it's suddenly like, I can actually feel this rod loading.
There's got to be something to that, because when I started with my 8-weight, actually not just my regular 8-weight, my 9-footer, my 10-footer.
Yeah.
That made me a better caster all around.
Yeah, you could actually
You can feel it, sure.
I think you're onto something.
Yeah, because
For
I
real.
mean, it was a game changer for Nick, because he literally went from a shitty fly caster to like the first day of the Beast. Suddenly, by the end of the day, he was a good fly caster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were
I
going to
haven't-
say a little less shitty.
No, he
no,
was
he was-
casting the 12-weight pretty good.
I was impressed.
I mean, I don't think we've got him out with a 5-weight since to see if it
Yeah.
transferred. It's also been a couple years, so I don't know. But
As much as I hate to say that Nick did something good, like he was in the span of one day, like it was a dramatic improvement.
yeah, he figured it out because he could actually, with the throwing the Buford and the 12-weight, like he could feel the rod load, and he goes, "Oh, that's what you guys are talking about, feeling the rod load."
Yeah.
Like I can totally understand that, because like if you're throwing a size 14 pheasant tail, like will the rod load? Yeah, obviously it has to, but I can't feel that.
No.
Like, I mean, I got nerve damage, calloused hands. Like I'm a bigger guy. Like I'm not gonna notice that little bit of flex, but
Until you get used to it.
until I get used to it and do it for years and years, and then like my point is, like, one day with a muskie rod might be worth, say, 6 months with a trout rod, just so you can feel that dramatic. Oh, that's a load. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's kind of like when I started Todd. He bought an 8-weight, so he kind of it still took him a little while, but he eventually kind of figured it out. So Todd kind of recognizes the load now too.
That's kind of one of those things that, especially since I started building rods, like looking at all the different ratings of graphite and all that, and everything right now is very fast action.
Yeah.
And I think that might be a little detrimental to people becoming good fly casters sooner.
Yeah, I agree, because I'm not a fast action fly caster.
Yeah.
And when I first started, Jim Crawford, who's my best friend, and we started together, and Jim's not a fast action caster either. And Jim and I both grew up in the same thing. If you can cast a fly 40 feet, you can catch every fish in a river that you can cast over. But 40 feet was what we fished. And most streams, you wade 5 or 10 feet into the water, that you can cast to the far bank.
Absolutely.
So that's what we started. And then as you get on, you get your own casting style. I'm a faster caster than Jim is. But, Jim's a very, very accurate caster. And he just never tried to throw that long. I always wanted to throw longer and longer.
Well, because you can catch more fish going longer.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's a theory.
Absolutely.
Cover more water.
The fish is like, if you're having a bad day, the fish is always about 2.5 feet further than where you're flying.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Always.
Yeah.
That's what drives me nuts about fly fishing, honestly, because for as good as a caster as I am, I know it bothers you. It's like, oh, I want to hit that run, and then like the stupidest. Oh, I stepped on my line, and suddenly I'm 2 feet short, or
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
so I get a Cortland knot or something like
Yeah.
that. And it's like I know I'm good enough to cast there, but why won't you go there?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the next thing that we have on the list right now is let the rod do the work.
Right.
That was the hardest thing for me to pick up.
It sounds like the simplest thing. It really does. Just like let the hammer hit the nail.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Very good.
let the
Very good
tool
analogy.
do the work.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But it sounds like the hardest concept. It sounds like the easiest concept, but it is actually the hardest concept to get used to.
Well, yeah, because like for me especially, like I played hockey, I played football, like I was in the Marines. Like to me, more effort means I'm doing better.
I mean, it was like
Right.
I mean, like as a non-fly fishing analogy is like when you and I took up fencing.
Yeah.
Like that was like the hardest thing to, like us being 2 huge dudes or suddenly losing to freaking 14-year-old Asian girls that are 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
Stabbing.
Wow.
And it's because it turns out like all these fine, intricate movements you do by being under control, they beat the crap out of our.
Well, I wanted to
Yeah.
swashbuckle.
Yeah. Wow.
You should have just hit their what do you call the sword in fencing?
Foil,
The
FA
foil.
or saber.
Yeah.
The foil, we'll say. You should have just hit it hard enough to knock it out of their hand, and then you would win.
It turns out that they're really quick, and if you knock the weapon out of their hand, they actually call a halt to the bout. They still have to have it in their hand.
The whole
That's dumb.
competition's
That's not how fights work at all.
It's not
No,
realistic.
It's not. Well, it's based on gentlemen's dueling, is what fencing actually is. But
Not being successful.
I digress.
Like backhanding a guy with a white glove. Type
Yeah, and then
dueling?
when
Is that what we're
sword
talking about?
fights at dawn. Yeah,
Yeah, pistols
with
at
seconds and whatnot. Yeah, that's what it's based on. So foil is fight to the death
Yeah, okay.
because it's the target area is the face and chest through the groin, and then epee is to first blood. Basically, you can hit them anywhere. And then saber is basically if you were sitting on a horse and sword fighting somebody. So it's basically everything from the waist up.
Yep.
Is there a one where you actually run through somebody with it?
No,
That's no.
more into lancing.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Well, since we got into fencing, we should probably take a break.
Not yet.
Yeah, no,
Maybe.
we
It's up
can.
to you.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
We're here.
Yeah, we can do that. Let's do that.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys in a few.
And welcome back to Dangerous Fly Fishing episode 72. I'm Chris Cooper. That's Jim Carney. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, thanks.
He's still well. I appreciate him. Also, we have Mr. Ross Lyskoka as well as Mr. Matthew Carney. How are you, sirs?
Doing great.
I don't like the sirs.
All I know is I bought Ross a clacker, and he's just not having as much fun with those as I thought he would.
I'm having a. I'm
Did you not see the things he wrote on it?
I know he's having fun with that part, but I was expecting more of a whack instead of a click.
I don't want to break it. It's brand new.
That's fair. See? He's being a little bit responsible with the
There
new
you
toy.
go.
That and I'm trying to be like, if we talk during like the intro or whatever, it'll pop up on the audio and video, and I'm trying to behave myself for once in my life.
All right, buddy. Okay.
Give me till next week.
I was going to say, this is his first podcast with it. Let's just wait a second.
All right.
Yeah.
And,
All right.
Wait till
Don't
next
jump to conclusions.
Exactly.
Saying the whole point of the clacker is to help me out on doing the audio, and if all I hear is fuck am I supposed to do with that?
Oh, I'll stick some 9mm blanks in there. It'll clack, that's for sure.
It'll-
We don't want it that far.
It'll clack
but-
just once, though. Be done after that.
It'll clack everywhere.
Yeah.
Clacks across the world.
Clacks across the room.
No, we were we were taking our break, and Jim was telling us a story about Penn State, and I figured we started the podcast right back up. Figured we'd let him continue so everybody could hear it.
Yeah.
Well, I was in dialysis, killing time,
Yeah.
and I found a podcast, and they were talking about Penn State fly fishing,
Oh, nice.
and I thought, well, I'll listen to this because we have a cabin in the Penn State area, so we
And we live in
decided-
Pennsylvania.
And we live, yeah, sure. We didn't go to Penn State though.
No,
They
suck.
didn't recruit us.
Nah,
Me too. They didn't recruit me either. So
it's a travesty.
It's too far away.
Yeah. Not when I lived in Du Bois. I wasn't far away.
That's fair.
Well, they didn't want you to embarrass the rest of the people there.
I guess that was it.
It's gotta be that.
But anyway, the podcast was on the Penn State, and the story goes George Harvey, who I don't believe was the first person to really run the program, but he was the one who probably got it started. The professor was going fishing opening day on Spring Creek, and he asked his students in his class, and I believe it was a biology class, and the professor said, "Who wants to go?" Nobody wanted to go, except George Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
So George Harvey went, and they were talking, and the professor was a bait fisherman,
Oh,
Okay.
and George was a fly fisherman, and George outfished him about 4 or 5 to 1.
oh wow.
And George kept his limit, though. That was kind of back in the day. You kept your limit.
Well, that was
With-
still
with-
when we had fish.
Yeah. Well, they were eating. George's limit, I believe, was 21 fish that day.
Oh shit.
That was the limit.
Wow.
And we wonder why we have problems today.
Yeah. Well, the other interesting thing, kind of as an aside, he caught him in Spring Creek and kept him, which you would never do today.
No.
You can't by law, but you don't want to do it you don't want to keep any there anymore.
All the fun pollutions in
Yeah.
the waters, the PCBAs, the PDAs,
Yeah.
the PTAs.
All that stuff.
He's just
But,
making
The
words.
PCBA is actually a real one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
But no, you like so he goes out there and he just skunks all the
Oh
conventional-
yeah, he caught all the. He was done in about 3 hours with his limit, and the professor had like 5. So the professor asked him. He said, "Do you want to teach your fellow students how to fly fish?" And George said, "Yeah, I'd love to do that." So they started it, and George, as a freshman at Penn State, was actually teaching other students how to fly fish.
That's
And,
awesome.
So what I'm hearing is we can blame George Harvey for the terrible state of Pennsylvania fisheries
well,
and the fact that we have to stock millions of trout every year.
Not quite.
we can't blame George. That was his
nah.
thing. That was what everyone did.
Yeah.
I wouldn't blame him.
So they started a program then. George didn't start it because he was a student, so he couldn't be a professor as well.
Right.
So for the first 3 or 4 years, it had a couple of professors, but nobody was as good as George. And so when George graduated, they offered him the job.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Like it's also kind of funny that like not paying student athletes even encroached into fly fishing.
Yeah. Yep.
But no, and then I believe after him, Joe Humphreys.
Joe
was involved.
Humphreys taught it, and George Daniel, who we all know well today, he's running the program now.
Is he okay?
And the interesting thing, George Daniel is the first professor who is paid to do nothing but teach fly fishing.
That's
Even
awesome.
Joe Humphreys. Well, my cousin Shiny, she had took self-defense from George.
Huh.
That he had taught self-defense. And he would teach like 4 or 5 different classes, was an assistant wrestling coach.
Oh wow.
So he had to do 3 or 4 jobs to make a living at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where George Daniel makes a living just teaching fly fishing, taking kids out to Spring Creek, and I don't know. Sounds like a dream job to me. But,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Joe Humphreys was teaching fly fishing, self defense, wrestling coach.
Yeah.
What doesn't that guy do? Fail. He
Invented the
doesn't
boat.
fail.
Invented the bow and arrow cast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's well. That's I still got to give you that book. I'm sorry, Cooper.
No, that's okay.
What
Yeah.
book's that?
Trout Tactics by Joe.
Oh,
Humphreys.
okay.
Ross
I
has
have
volume
one.
2. Ross has volume 2.
Oh, he does.
Yeah,
Oh.
the new
You-
and improved.
You and I have volume 1s.
Yes.
But no, one of the. I mean, I'm sure you've seen us do it, Coop. But like grabbing your fly and just literally using your fly rod as a 9-foot bow and arrow to cast sneakily.
Yeah, I've actually done that just by seeing. I'm pretty sure just you guys do it, or I've probably seen it online or something with people fishing that are more famous than us. But I have seen it
Wait,
done.
there's
and
people
I've
more
tried
famous
it.
than us?
There's a lot of people more famous than us. But yeah, I have tried it. I'm not good at it though. That's for sure.
It's not something that you actually like. Obviously, can you get better at it? Yes,
Yeah.
but just due to the nature of a fly rod and everything involved,
It
like
still always feels like a bit of a hope and a prayer.
yeah, like that's made for, in my opinion, 10 foot or under. Like when you're crouched like on your knees behind a tree in one of those really tall, small.
Wearing your moccasins.
Yeah, like. Good job. I like
it. Nope.
But no, that's for when like in all the little blue lines as we call them in PA, like all those really small native trout streams where you're catching trout the size of your palm. Like it, I never thought of it, and with half the streams that Matt and I fished, and then Cooper also fished with us later on, like I started doing that, and my frustration level like just plummeted. It was fantastic.
Well, it turns out when you don't false cast, you get hung up less.
Yeah, not in trees and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, it's especially pertinent to you, Ross, because you love to false cast.
If you look good, you fish good.
Exactly. Not necessarily factually accurate, but psychologically makes you feel better.
I think it applies with fishing and golf, personally.
I don't golf a lot.
I'm pretty sure there's nothing fixing my golf game whatsoever.
Maybe you should just dress better.
Patience,
I do dress very nice.
self-control.
I have very nice two-tone. Shut up. Here I was defending my wardrobe, and I hear patience, self-control, like literally naming my sins over here.
Well,
absolutely.
so Ross and I golfed a few times. We'd go to the free golf course here in Pennsylvania. Only free golf course in America, by the way.
Is that the one up in Sharon?
Buell Park.
Yeah.
Oh.
Actually, it might be the only free golf course in the world. It's 9 holes, but you have to walk. I'm not sure about that.
Never
It's
golfed.
definitely in America.
Yeah.
Only free golf course. Anyway, Ross, as a hockey player, decided to go the Happy Gilmore route.
Sure.
Buy a putter that had
Shaped like a hockey stick.
Had a hockey head. Yeah.
Makes perfect sense to me.
It was a hockey stick.
Yeah.
Like a legit hockey stick.
Oh, yeah. No, I believe you.
I was, Cooper will testify,
Yep.
I could not drive, could not hit an iron, but I was good within 100 feet with a hockey stick to putt. Never missed a putt.
Nope.
But
My downfall golfing was I have a terrible slice.
Yeah, most people do.
Well, you can correct that with not
Patience
having a
and
slice.
I do. I angle
and
at it. I
patience.
angle at exactly a 50-degree angle to the left.
That's not how you correct a slice. You're just
and then
allowing
I drive
yourself to slice.
350 yards that way, and then it bends around and goes about 200 yards in front of me.
Yeah, you're not correcting your slice. You're just changing your angle.
I'm
of your
adapting, which brings us back to casting.
Slice. Okay.
we were talking about letting the rod do the work before we
Oh,
went
yeah,
off
let's
the rails.
finish that one before we went off the rails with fencing and dueling and whatnot.
But that was, so for me, that was the hardest thing to learn since I was, like I said, more effort means a
Meeker?
meek. I tried to combine means and equals.
And it came out meeker?
Yeah, I didn't say I was.
I didn't realize we were on the Muppet Show.
Or quoting the Bible.
So more effort, meeker's a better result. And that was like, Jim was one of the best teachers for me when I was learning, because he was like, why are you trying to throw something that's going to move on its own? Like that was, especially sitting there, like even just trying to cast across the creek behind camp, and I was failing miserably to get it out there. And he's like, just stop your rod and let the lever do what a lever is intended to do. It was one of the best lessons for me, and I have a feeling it was probably one of the better lessons for both Matt and Cooper.
Well, I mean, that's
Definitely Meeker.
that's one of the things that you quickly learn, especially if you come from
Who let him in here?
any type of muscle sport. It's like, oh, I'm a big guy. Like, you're 6'2".
No, 6.
You're only 6 foot?
That's it.
Fuck, are you short, bud?
Yeah.
Hey,
Fuck, are you
you
short?
don't talk to my friend that way.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
Fuck, are you shorter? Anyway, but both of you guys are not as tall as me, but you're rather built.
Yeah.
So, like, you guys, similar to me, played, like, large muscle sports like football, baseball. I don't think either of you played basketball, but you did
I played
track.
basketball for a little while. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, like, that was, like, one of the hardest things is, like, you're a big, strong guy when you first start off. And, I mean, hell, even till today, I'll catch myself trying to get that extra 5 feet or 5 yards in my cast where it's I'll muscle it up a little extra and
Yeah.
shit falls apart. It's let the rod do the job.
Yep.
Yeah.
Real quick.
There, like that's when we talk about like letting the rod flex, getting your timing well, like that.
Yeah, feel it load.
Like it kind of sucks that like good fly casting, you have to do like 12 different things well to make things good, if that makes sense. And like do you need to be perfect all the time? No, but it's not like baseball. You can't just throw well and hit well and end up in the Hall of Fame. You got to do 10 out of 12 versus just half of the things right. You can keep trying to show me that. I'm not going to laugh.
I'm kind of laughing. But to correct you, though, I mean, you can be successful hitting 3 out of 10 times and make the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Just saying.
With fly casting, though, like when we're talking about all this stuff, like letting the rod do the work actually is extremely difficult for me personally because...
Oh, it's... Like I said, it's difficult for any of us, or probably even just general human instinct is, like you said, if I try harder, I'm doing better.
Yeah, better things will happen.
Yeah, and that's not true.
No, unfortunately, but it's one of those things that you will learn if you do it more. And like Jim said at the very beginning of the podcast, the best practice to become a better fly caster is go fish more.
Yeah.
Wait, go fish more with purpose.
Yeah.
Because
that's fair.
With purpose to get better.
Fishing in a creek, casting in a creek is better than casting in your front yard because, hey, you can catch fish and continue to love it. But if you're just like flipping it out there without trying to get better, then you might as well go practice your casting in the front yard because then you're paying attention on getting better. So fishing with purpose is the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on. I'm going to, on video real quick, we got to look at the next bullet point.
What'd you do? Drop it?
When I put the blueberry beer in the fridge, the
oh, that's right.
The whiteboard fell, and so now we're.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey,
Matt brought up an excellent point on this thing: is know your actual limits to fly casting.
That's Thank you, Matt, for bringing that up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you were the one who wrote it down.
I did. Yeah. Yeah, it's important to know what your actual limits are when it comes to fly casting because, if you try and exceed your limits, aka muscling up, etc., it's going to mess with your cast. And, by the same token, like you're fishing, you're going to do a roll cast. Like you're not going to be able to cast a roll cast as far as you can a false cast.
Absolutely.
Similarly, you're going to be able to cast a spade cast longer than you can a roll cast, but probably not as far as a false cast. So it's just kind of understand what you need to do, know your limitations. Like if you're a mediocre caster, it's better to be a mediocre caster and do your mediocre stuff well than basically blow up a hole trying to cast 3 times as far as you're able to.
Yeah, and what I took from this is definitely why I brought you up with. Matt brought up a great point. When we started getting heavy into when I started getting heavy into fly fishing, I was always trying to cast across the stream the first time.
Yeah.
And Matt brought up an excellent point that, hey, why don't you fish out to where you want to stand to where you can cast? Like fish from, 10 feet to 20 feet and hit that run as good as you can. Mm. And then walk out once you're done fishing that hole or that run or whatever.
Right.
Then stand where you can cast and actually reach where you want to fish now. Mm. And I thought that was a very valuable piece of information to like, hey, if you know that you can't cast more than 30 feet, then fish that 30 feet in front of you and then move out and then fish the next 30 feet.
Yeah.
It was
increments,
incredibly invaluable for me.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I'm a good teacher.
For some people.
Accidentally. Yeah, well, other people don't like my style.
Well, actually, that was something that you didn't necessarily bring to my attention. It was just something that I learned fishing with you. It was just like, oh, that makes sense. I just watched it happen is what I'm getting at. And I was like, that makes sense. And I knew instantly like, oh, okay. Fish the water before you get in the water. Well,
I'm not going to lie to you, Cooper. I maybe didn't put forth my best effort teaching you.
I knew more than you thought.
I corrected you when I saw stuff, but it was also, when you fish, it was usually with like Ross and I, and like you were inundated with, hey, these guys know what the hell they're doing. I should probably emulate them. Whereas like when Ross started, like Nick started a year before, and basically it was like he and Ross started at the same time.
Yeah.
So I had to actually teach them things.
Nick and I caught a fish on on the same day, and
Your first fish on the same
First trout, same day.
yeah, that was my first day fly fishing.
1 year later. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Matt,
Well, 1 year later for Nick.
Right.
and don't get me wrong, Matt took us to a beautiful little stream, great hole, perfection. And
Both those sons of bitches caught a fish opening day before me.
yeah, well, Matt was being a good guide,
Good guide.
but
I did give them the choicest stretch.
Nice.
But it was funny because after I caught that first fish, Matt was like, "All right, Ross, you kind of know what you're doing," and then he just like worked with Nick until he caught a fish, which I appreciate because Matt is definitely one person who's like, if I'm taking you out, like I want to make sure you feel successful.
Yeah.
And it after like I was successful, I was the redheaded stepchild, and he's like, "All right, we're gonna work with Nick now."
In fairness, you picked up more in one day than Nick did in a year. So clearly he was a special needs child that needed a little extra attention.
It works.
Well, let me ask this just to give Nick a little bit of credit. I don't know the answer to this question, so let me ask: how many times did Nick go with you, Matt, before Ross started going with you in that year span per se?
So
Are we talking like 8?
I don't
times?
think Nick was a full year ahead of Ross.
I'm not saying 365 days of fishing.
No, I
mean,
know. I don't think he was a full year. I think Nick started, probably like May the year before, and he literally broke his fly rod the first day.
Ooh.
Okay.
We were going fishing. He had his brand new shiny fly rod, and he was following me as we're walking to the stream to go fish. And I apparently like stopped to step over a guardrail, and I don't know what he was doing, but he apparently didn't notice. So he literally like speared me in the back with his fly rod like a lance, and his fly rod lost.
Obviously.
So
the
he
billboard.
tried fly fishing with an 8-foot long, 9-foot fly rod. He lost like the top foot.
Oh,
I
So
see.
it was kind of like shit.
So if he started in May, Ross, what month did you start?
literally April, I think.
So almost a full year.
it was.
We're talking 9, not 9,
I
11
believe,
months.
I believe opening day was the first day I officially fly fished.
It was the first day you officially fly fished. I'm pretty sure I taught you how
Yeah,
to.
we went out a couple of times and was
Well, we didn't like go out in the water. I think we went like in the yard at camp. I think I showed you how to fly cast.
yeah, that's
Okay. So 11 months per se, or 10 months.
Yeah,
again, we'll
give or
just say.
take. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
It was my
my
first
question
day
goes
fishing.
back to how many times did Nick go fishing with you, Matt, before Ross got involved?
I would say maybe 24.
Oh, that's a lot.
so enough of an opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, like Nick.
that
like,
backfired.
Yeah. No, I was just trying to give him a little bit of credit, and I lost that fight. Sorry.
I was fly fishing with Nick, like when we were fishing Cool Spring, and this was before Ross started, where Nick got hung up in a tree, and that's literally why I bought a wading jacket. Is because I went. It was December 27th. I slipped. I got Nick's fly out of the tree, and then my feet gave out under me because quasi flood conditions. December 27th,
Yeah.
freezing, and I literally dropped to all fours, and the water just rushed down my waders. And that was the day I decided, hey, wading jackets, that's the thing. You should probably invest, you idiot.
yeah.
So, like, Nick and I had, like, we were fishing in flood conditions, Cool Spring Creek. So, like, we had been fishing quite a bit.
I mean, 24, that's quite a few. I
Yeah.
mean, that's
It happens.
I mean, he
That's
did catch
plenty
a
of time.
creek chub.
It doesn't count.
And by catch, I mean he accidentally caught, didn't realize he caught it, and did like the back false cast, and suddenly there was a creek chub flying through the universe.
Oh,
I've
no.
done that and put it into orbit.
You've done
at
that
one
on
point. Yeah.
intentional hook sets. He did that. He
Yeah.
didn't even realize it was on, and he false casted
Oh.
the creek chub.
Oh, that's
If there was no, I have a fish, it was just like, okay, cast up there, Nick. And you just see the creek chub just fly randomly into the water.
yeah. No, I've seen my indicator go, and then I set the hook and send a creek chub into
I always think of that with the,
Stratosphere.
somewhere not on this planet.
so yeah, I mean, Nick had been fishing for a while.
yeah. All
But,
right.
I mean, it's,
I tried to give him credit.
yeah, no, it's, I mean, like,
Well, to his credit, like fishing for that long and not catching a fish.
And
he had the
still
stick,
going out.
he had the
Yeah.
stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah,
That's probably a goal.
He probably would have been a great muskie fisherman if it wasn't for the wife and child,
yeah. Well, that
Okay.
because he had the stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what Dad's like, oh, I don't know if I'm looking forward to musky fishing because, like,
Well, he's
you know,
used to
like,
catching fish.
well, yeah. And, like, when we're musky fishermen, like, a good day is like, oh, yeah, I had 3 follows.
Not for me.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I said good day, not fucking great day, Captain. Multi-fish weekend. I had a multi-fish day,
Yeah.
which was amazing. But
Not at the Kentucky River Classic.
no.
Or at the Beast of the East.
I'm not going to bring that one up because I didn't either.
But yeah, you broke a rod and lost a fish.
Yeah.
Don't bring it up.
You lose that one now.
I mean, I lost 4 flies at the Kentucky River Muskie Classic, but
I think you lose the most then. Because that was like $100-something.
oh, it got worse because it turns out I ordered the wrong flies from Mad River, so I had to reorder the correct size flies. So now I have 4 of the ones I don't like. So that's why I was thinking about getting into Coptic markers. Apparently they make an airbrush gun for the Coptic markers. You can draw flies.
Yeah. I have some.
Apparently they make an airbrush gun though for that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking about buying that because I was like, cool. Now that I have these extra flies that I don't really want to cast, because even with a 12 weight, like if you fuck up your timing, you think you're going to break your rod.
Yeah. Well,
So
I
I
have,
was like, oh, I may airbrush those into like trout patterns or something.
That'd be cool.
funnily enough, I have both an airbrush and Coptic markers. So
Well, cool.
Maybe don't buy anything.
Well, I'll probably buy them anyway because I want my own, but they're expensive. I don't want to burn up his supply.
that's you're fine. The last point we have on our billboard.
Oh, there's still one.
There is still one.
All right.
And I think it's one of the more important ones is don't be afraid to make adjustments.
Yeah.
And that's like you're gonna. We bring up what's that movie? A River Runs Through It.
Well, you've talked about it once or twice, yeah.
Yeah, but like the analogy I'm gonna make is he was raised as a Protestant and it's 10 and 2, 10 and 2 on the metronome.
Yeah.
And that is a great place to start. But for each everybody is different. Even if you were in one spot now and then 5 feet up the river later, every situation is different.
It's
Don't
not
be
even.
afraid to
It's not even
adjust.
every situation's different. I mean, technically, I guess it is actually all encompassing. But if you're changing flies, changing sink rate on lines, which is all situations. That's why I said okay, that is all encompassing. Like if you're throwing a Clouser,
Yeah.
that thing freaking casts entirely different than a Buford or a minnow, let alone a pheasant tail nymph.
Yeah.
Like you have to adjust your tempo, you have to adjust your line speed, you have to adjust everything whenever you're casting these flies.
Yeah. And
For sure.
Don't feel like you need to do everything the same way every time, but you should remember the good fundamentals that make every fly cast good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, that's basically, I think, the starting point is start with the good fundamentals and then figure out, like, if it didn't work well the time before, figure out where you deviated from your good fundamentals.
Absolutely.
Like, oh, okay, here's my perfect trout cast. Cool, got that one banked in the brain. Okay, cool, here's my perfect muskie cast. Got that banked in the brain. You're out muskie fishing. You do this thing, doesn't work out. And then, like, kind of refer to the muskie cast. Like, okay, if I'm casting a Buford, this is how, this anchor point, that anchor point, here's my tempo, blah, blah, blah. Basically like, okay, I'm tossing a river pig. There's a little more weight. It's going to cause a little more, less horizontal in the line. It's going to add a little more vertical. How do I adjust for that? And that's it. Make adjustments. And top of that, like throw in wind.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I keep bringing up Jim's guiding experience too, but like, I'm sure that you've seen people trying to do like the typical A River Runs Through It false cast when they're standing in front of a pine tree.
Can we call it the Ross?
The Ross?
Yeah, because you love false casting.
Yeah, but not in the way that River Runs Through It.
All right.
But no, like to my point, like I'm sure that you've seen it to where you kind of want to just say, hey, like it's okay to do different things if you're in different.
Oh yeah,
area.
I'd always be telling them, unless you want to fish in the trees, you have to look and see where you have room to back cast. Maybe you can only roll cast, and you can roll cast dry flies. And you would try to teach those people. The idea is to get the fly on the water, and the less time you spend in the bushes and the trees and stuff like that, the more opportunities you have to catch fish.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
makes sense.
And those are just things that people just don't even, they're just so overwhelmed, a lot of them are, with the casting and the tying flies on and doing all this stuff. And instead of having a little clip, you put your spinning lure on and throw out with a spinning rod, you got to tie the fly on, stuff like that.
Ross and I made a face because we use fast hatch clips muskie fishing.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Those clips are bigger than half the trout flies.
Oh, yeah.
So no, you're not wrong.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, you're not
And
wrong.
Super convenient, by the way.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
you can buy those clips for trout fishing.
I've never used them.
I never did either. It just, the closest I came to that is I put swivels when we fished out west.
Like the micro swivels.
Yeah, with the clip on the end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no,
They're
not that.
They're not micro, but they weren't as big as I've seen them. But you could switch off big flies because I was using big frickin' streamers out there.
Yeah.
That's the only flies I use them for. But I tell you what, I lost 2 big streamers on the Madison River on fish.
Yeah.
Jim, I did have one question for you before
Okay.
we wrapped everything up. I'm in that fly tying competition on Facebook, like I've brought up. And
Okay.
we did the pool today, so I got 3 days to tie a fly and
Okay.
send a picture. My category is a wet fly.
Uh-huh.
What's the best looking wet fly?
Didn't it have to be winged.
It has to be
Winged wet
winged
fly.
wet
Thank
flies,
you.
yeah.
Yes.
Lead Coachman?
I was thinking about it.
That or a March Brown. I think a March Brown's an attractive fly.
Ooh.
It's bigger, though. I mean, it's a...
I like big flies better.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's used primarily tying muskie flies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes big flies. And
Yeah, there was... actually,
I love it.
there's a guy on Facebook, I think his name's Rob Keck, and his avatar is a March Brown, and it is as good-looking March Brown as I've ever seen.
I'll have to look. Rob Keck?
Rob Keck, I believe, but I see a lot of guys on him.
Nah, it's all right.
But there's a lot of wet flies that have like 14 different colors on them. I mean, those are, if you want to tie an old style wet fly, I probably have some over here in my books.
Oh, yeah, because you do have the vintage library over there
Yeah.
that may have some good ahistorical, like you might have the Tellerico wet fly.
Tellerico.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a random fly that I kind of forgot existed because I kind of remember running across it on a book, and then I was down in the fly shop, and I think both we and the boys at Shannon Creek Fly Shop fished Spring Creek the same weekend, just different days, and apparently missed each other. And they apparently went lights out on a Tellerico. It's like an old school, like early 1900s fly that was originated in Tennessee. It's like yellow with like a grizzly wing.
Okay. I'll have to look that up then.
Yeah, I have a bunch after their recommendation.
You got a bunch?
Oh, yeah, I bought a bunch because I think like Fly Deal or Big Y or somebody sold them, so I bought them from there.
Give him one.
No,
I'll give them more than one.
I got to show a progress picture in the middle of the
He has
fly
to tie it
thing. Yeah.
himself. Yeah.
Oh, I know
Well, no,
he has
I'm
to
just-
tie it himself, but he can look at the fly.
Oh,
real
yeah.
fly.
Just for
I have
reference.
the Tellerico nymphs.
Okay.
Are they nymphs? Yeah.
Yeah, they were nymphs.
No,
But I'm sure they have a wet fly version.
Yeah. I'll have to look that up then.
Yeah. Walt Dett is another one. He tied a lot of wet flies, Catskill wet flies.
What was his name?
Walt Dett, Dette.
Okay.
I was actually up in his, well, he's dead, but I was actually up in his shop when I was in the Catskills 10, 12 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And his daughter runs it now.
Good for her.
That's awesome.
I'm very glad to hear that somebody in the fly fishing
Yeah.
community's like kid is carrying it
Yeah.
on. Because that's
Agreed.
not
Yeah.
common at all.
Yeah.
No.
Well-
Particularly girls.
Yeah. Good for her.
And he died a long time ago, so she's been running it a long time.
Yeah, it turns out there's actually a large amount of women involved in fly fishing.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anything else, gentlemen?
I don't think there's anything else on the little docket there. So
Well, it's on
if
the
you
floor.
want
anyway.
to, well, you're right.
See?
It is on the floor. Yeah, no.
Well, I mean, I think the moral of the story is we hope that tonight's little lessons hopefully will improve your casting. You know, we'll expect big results at all the fishing stuff we do.
Send some pictures.
Yeah, please. Send some, like, if you can, send videos and it's like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Can you guys take
Yeah.
a look?
We
We would
can-
love to see it.
We'd offer some suggestions.
We will also not post it on the internet nor mock you for clarification's sake.
Absolutely.
To be fair, a lot of places in Newcastle have been doing that lately.
Doing what?
So just don't want to
Doing
put that
what?
out there.
Mocking
Mocking people. Yeah.
Fishing?
Oh, no.
About no, it's completely separate from what we're talking about.
Yeah,
but it's like somebody gave a bad review on a product, and now they're making shirts that say "F this dude" shirts. Yeah, it's not okay in my
We're
opinion.
out here
It's silly.
We're out here for the betterment of the sport. So, you
Right,
know, if you want to take a quick clip of your cast, email it to us. You know, we'll take a look at it. And between the four of us, mainly Jim, we'll critique it.
And it's free. So
It's free and
What?
it's also private.
Yeah.
It's also private and discreet.
Yes.
So we're not posting that. So, you know,
No.
we want everybody out there to have their best time fishing possible. We want everybody out there to improve in all aspects of fly fishing because we all love fly fishing no matter what species you're chasing.
yes.
So, you know, hit us up, man. I mean, Jim's been doing it for 60 plus years.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean's like, dude, fucking, we need to get dad in a nursing home. He's got dementia. He did his math wrong.
I'm 74 years old.
I know, but you said on the last podcast that you'd been fly fishing for 50 years.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
was wrong. In
So
the
Sean was like,
longer
yeah,
than
we need to
that.
get him in the hospital. He's got dementia. He doesn't know how long he's been fly fishing. I've been fly fishing for in excess of 30.
He did his math wrong. Put him in a home.
Yeah, he's
Put
at
me in a
least
home.
over 45.
Yeah.
I'm not 40. I'm 44.
No,
My
no.
birthday was
the
like a month.
amount of fishing you've been doing, old man.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so I mean, like between my dad and I, we have a lot of experience. Ross is like an idiot savant with fly
Ross
fishing
is
casting.
an excellent
So
fly tire. I'll say that for him.
he's also an excellent fly tire. So like, if you guys want any tips on any of your fly fishing, shoot us an email or hit us up on Instagram. Like, you know, we're here to help. We love this sport and we want to share and encourage it with all of you as much as possible. Please make use of us.
Yeah.
And
We're here.
please let us know if you have anything that you want to see that we haven't covered.
Yeah.
Or if you
'cause-
got a really good fishing spot.
Yeah.
Definitely let us know that.
That's the kicker.
Also, want to say thank you to the Nittany Valley Muskie Alliance. Matt Dixon, give us a shout out on his
awesome.
Facebook page.
Appreciate that.
Very much
Matt.
appreciate that. We get no benefit from that, or nor does he get one from us. So, you know, it's just great. You know, the community supporting the community is awesome.
Yeah.
So that's great to have.
Yeah.
And then also on a side note, we're thinking about donating stuff for the Beast of the East. So if anybody has any ideas, please shoot us an email.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But
Doing what? Donating?
Donation. Yeah, we want to donate.
oh, don't worry, Jim.
we want
We're
to
gonna hit
donate
you
to
up.
things.
Yeah, I know.
We're gonna hit you up, Moneybags.
Yeah.
But-
Don't let that get out.
Oh shit!
Not yet.
Weird, you just said it on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's what I meant.
Thank God we're not going to post this.
Yeah, this was a practice run of video and podcast tonight. Oh, wait, we're on video, so we can make faces.
Yeah.
So anyway, hey guys, look us up on the Instagram, Dangerous Fly Fishing. Search for us on YouTube now because we're posting the episodes on YouTube.
Yep.
Search for @Dangerous Fly Fishing. Apparently, my vest review somehow has
Almost 1,000.
almost 1,000 reviews. Apparently, I need to do a follow up. Shoot us an email, dangerousflyfishing@gmail.com. You know, send us your videos for casting, fly tips, et cetera, et cetera. You know, we want you guys to be participating as much as we are. So just beat us up. You know, we're more than happy to answer everything. And then also website, dangerousflyfishing.com.
There's nothing on there, but it's okay.
There's a lot of pretty pictures.
Yeah. Okay.
At some point, we're going to start a blog.
It's getting
Soon
there.
as you illiterate assholes learn to read and write, then we'll have a blog.
That's why we do video podcasts.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I'd rather be fishing.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
But walk us out of here, Coop.
As always, we appreciate you guys for listening. Good luck. Don't suck. Stay dangerous.